estate here in the Charleston Tri-County market. Just wanted to do a short video on what to expect as a buyer in the spring market. And so obviously one of the main things to expect is going to be increased inventory, increased options for you to look at. And the reason is that, somewhere down the line somebody told all the sellers that, hey, spring is the time to sell. So you see a lot of those sellers putting their home on the spring, so you've got a lot of options. But what also follows a lot of options is a lot more competition on the buying side. So a lot of the buyers come out of the woodwork. People are coming down for spring break. People are coming down getting ready to purchase in time for the next school year. So you're going to have a lot more competition that comes along with the options. Now, all this really means for you is that you need to be focused on the right properties and you need to be prepared to purchase. Meaning, don't wait until you found the perfect property to go get pre-qualified or go start talking to a lender. Don't wait until you found the perfect property to get your home on the market. When you're purchasing in the spring market, if you want to get a fair deal on a property, you want to get a good property, that means that you need to be prepared to take action on it. The properties that are priced right, marketed aggressively, and are a good, solid, move-in ready property, they go fast. And a lot of times they go fast with multiple offers. And so to be the buyer who's done all the proactive things needed, talking to the lender, getting their home ready for sale, getting the family prepared, all of those things, when you can be that buyer, you're going to be the ideal buyer in the eyes of the seller, making you a much stronger offerer. Now, another thing to consider is negotiating. In the spring market, with having more competition as far as buyers go, but also more inventory, it's important that you work with an agent who understands the landscape of the community that you're working with, understands the landscape of the price range that you're looking in, because that's what's going to determine how to negotiate the best possible deal for the property that you appreciate. You don't want to go to a property that that is going to be in high demand with a lowball offer. You also don't want to go to a property in a community that's a little bit slower and that is most likely not getting any action with a full price offer. It just doesn't make sense, because on the property that's sitting there in a slow community and they're not getting a lot of action, they're probably going to be the ones more likely to negotiate with you, whereas the home that's getting all the action and it's got all the competition, maybe already multiple offers, they're just going to laugh you away and not even want to entertain anything with you if you just come in trying to lowball them. So it's really important that you're working with an agent that understands these micro communities, understands where the demand's at, where the price is at, and what this kind of leads to is also, where should I make my offer at? A lot of people use the average list price to sales price to make that decision on where they should negotiate to. But I think what's more important is understanding where a property is priced at compared to the properties that have sold or that are currently active. So if a property is priced way over market value, you're not going to want to follow the standard of 98% of list price, meaning you negotiate 2% off. You want to make sure that you negotiate where the property needs to be at to be a fair purchase or more than fair purchase. And this also comes down to the agent you work with. Do they know how to negotiate? If you're trying to get a seller down and a seller, let's say, is overpriced by $30,000-$40,000 and your agent just goes with an offer and says, hey, you're overpriced, here's an offer, $50,000 below ask, that seller's going to probably want to kick you in the face and say, screw you, I am never doing a transaction with you. But if your agent knows how to present the information the right way, understands how to negotiate, they're more likely to get the seller to think reasonably and actually bring that price down where it needs to be. So when it comes down to it, the expectations as a buyer in the springtime is that you're going to have more options, so don't get distracted. Focus on the properties that fit your criteria, that are going to be number one, because if you're focusing on any and all the properties, you're going to miss out on the properties that are really going to be perfect for you because somebody else is going to get there first. And you also want to make sure that you're negotiating the right way with an agent who actually understands the current landscape of the pricing, the markets, everything like that. And you also want to make sure that you're not overpaying for a property that doesn't need to be overpaid for, and you're not under offering on a property that's going to go fast and could actually be the perfect property for you. If you guys have any questions about buying or selling in the Charleston and Tri-County markets, you can always reach out. I'd be more than happy to be a resource. My direct number is 843-655-2249.